Oh, I'm so happy. When Havertz came on, I thought to myself, how poetic would it be if he scored a last second dagger to send Chelsea out of the competition? I mean, they were already going out. It was 3-2, but the icing on the cake, pointing to the badge, as you can see there, Kai Havertz, so good to have him back. Yeah, just thought I'd show you that image. I'll probably use that as the thumbnail as well if I can find a good quality picture. But yeah, welcome back to Operation Arsenal. We are going to Wembley, and I'm hoping, please let there be a ticket available. I'm going to try my absolute best to be at that game. But if it's anything like today's game in terms of the quality, oh my God, I hope the final is a bit more exciting. But to be fair, I would happily take a 1-0 win in the final where we have one shot, 3% possession, and we're terrible, but we win. I just don't care. It would be the best way to set us up for the rest of the season. March 22nd, win that game against, it's probably going to be City, but it could be Newcastle. We don't know for sure. 95% chance it's going to be City. And that would just be the most amazing way to really stamp our authority and say to City, we are here. Who knows what the league will look like by March 22nd? I'm fairly certain we will still be at the top, but obviously a lot of things can happen between now and then. We're looking at 6-7 weeks. But if we win that and we still have the FA Cup, we're still top of the league and we're doing well in the Champions League, I mean, it really does set us up nicely. But what I will say, it can't be the only thing we do this season. It cannot be a Carabao Cup win and nothing else. Obviously, if it ends up like that, it's not the worst thing ever. But I think it's very important that this is used as a stepping stone. This isn't the trophy we really, really want and want to celebrate on its own. We want more, but fantastic job done. It wasn't great. The game itself was actually shocking, really. I mean, Chelsea had a lot of shots. A lot of them weren't very good shots, to be fair. They were stat padding. What I'm going to do is start off with Chelsea because I do want to say this. They look better, I think. Personally, I think they look better. I'm actually happy that Hato is getting minutes. It's another one of those Chelsea signings where it feels like they just did it because they didn't want anyone else to get him. He's been linked with Arsenal for a few years, and I know Bayern were looking at him and probably Liverpool and City and all sorts of teams. He's gone to Chelsea. They probably offered him more than any other club in terms of wages, and he was just being wasted. And he's a really good young player, and I think he's got a lot more to give. Perfect for a back three. Genuinely perfect. I thought they set up nicely. The 3-5-2, although they were quite fluent and they rotated positions quite a lot. Difficult to break down at times. I don't think we were at our best, but as usual, our defence carried us. You know, we've been conceding more than we'd like, but when you look at the goals that we have been conceding, you think back to that United game, for example, we are conceding bangers, or we're just literally giving away goals like Zubimendi did against United. So the way I see it is, yes, defensively, we haven't been as strong on paper because of conceding more goals. There are more numbers. But when you actually watch the games with these eyes, or your eyes, not mine, you would probably agree that we've been a little bit unfortunate. I think there was a stat going around after the United game. It was something like we'd conceded the last 5 shots and they were all incredible goals. So, or gifted goals. But Chelsea gave it a good go. But I feel like they came to the Emirates today thinking they would score and then hold on maybe and then nick a winner at the end, you know, and win it 4-3. But the realistic approach for them today was stay in the game and hope they get something, because defensively we were so strong and we were always going to be strong at home. They were going to have to do something very special. They would have probably needed to rely on a wonder strike. Quick word on this guy here. Oh my God. Oh, Delap. I know he's originally a City boy, isn't he? A Man City academy player. And his father was very good at doing this. I thought he was okay at Ipswich. I don't think he was that particularly great. He might be up there as one of the worst, technically, strikers I've seen. I mean, I watch Gyökeres week in, week out, and it's fair to say I have not been impressed with Gyökeres' technique. Technically speaking, I don't think Gyökeres is actually that good at all. And I'm very surprised that Arsenal have actually latched onto him, even though other stats are great. I look at Delap and I just see an even worse Gyökeres. This guy is a bully. He's a prat. He really is. I think he's terrible. He's so bad. And all he does is shove players, kick players, bully players. You know, he's a bigger guy than most strikers. And I guess his physicality is a big part to his game. And there's no doubt, okay, he's a good goal scorer. But what I see with him up front with Chelsea, nah, it doesn't work. He will not make it like this. He's shocking. He's really, really bad. So I kind of feel for Chelsea fans in a way. They're having to deal with that. I thought he was going to be so much more. João Pedro is leagues above of Delap. And I'm actually very surprised at how poor Delap's been. It might sound like I'm just jumping on Delap. It's not his fault that Chelsea haven't gone through, but he was awful. And all he does is throw his weight around. And yeah, I think he's actually useless. I would love to know, Chelsea fans, if any are watching right now, tell me what you think of Delap. Am I being harsh? I don't watch Chelsea week in, week out, but every time I have watched him this season, he is garbage. And all he does is foul players, push players, kick them. Absolutely useless. I thought Enzo Fernandez was busy today. Lots of shots coming in from range. 125 odd million, whatever it is. Schooled by Declan Rice. I like Santos, by the way. I really like Santos. He's got everything. I think he's going to be a very, very good player. And next to him with Caicedo, I mean, they've got a great partnership there. I personally think that midfield three is as good as Chelsea can put out there right now. Cucurella, Gusto is Gusto. Realistically, they didn't ever look like they were in control of the game, despite good periods of possession. In the end, they couldn't break through and score. But I think it is worth giving them a bit of credit. You know, they've gone through a lot this season with the managerial change and the way it all happened. And let's face it, they've had a lot of injury issues as well. They're just a very average side at times, but they can be great. And I think it's worth mentioning as well, Rosenior, I think he's quite a likable guy. There's something about him. I like him. And I think it's partly because I almost feel a little bit sorry for him with what's going to happen. And look, if you take money out of this, because yes, he's getting paid very well. And ultimately, when he is sacked, which will happen, he's going to get a lot of money. He signed a very long deal. He's a very likable guy. I don't think he was a particularly excellent player, but he's certainly a decent coach. He's been thrown in the deep end, and it's one of the most volatile jobs, Chelsea manager. He's not going to make a big name for himself at Chelsea. He's not going to be the one. I'm really sorry, Chelsea fans, and sure, you should back him, but come on. Come on, man. I feel for him because it's going to end in tears. It really is. But anyway, can we talk about Arsenal? Because we're through to the final. I'm really hoping I can be there. Madueke, Martinelli on the wings tonight. No Ødegaard today. Marino has broken a bone in his foot. He's probably not going to return until towards the end of the season. Gyökeres was very quiet. Eze was very quiet. Everyone else, I thought, put in a very good shift. Hincapié, fantastic down that left side. Declan Rice, fantastic as usual. Zubimendi, again, he's putting great passes forward when he can. But it's when he's receiving the passes in this area here, it scares the hell out of me every time. PTSD from the two that he has given away this season. But yeah, Gabriel Saliba, fantastic. Timber was so good as well. And Kepa, I mean, whilst he didn't have a lot to do because most of those shots were very wayward coming in from Chelsea, he still made a couple of good saves and great understudy to Raya. But the player I want to talk about is Kai Havertz. We only made 2 subs. Yeah, I just realised. Kai Havertz, who, as we all know, has been out for basically a year, came back for pre-season, re-injured himself. Looked like he was coming back in November, re-injured himself again. Boy, are we lucky to have him back. I don't think he was actually that great when he came on. He did fine. When I say he wasn't great, he didn't put in an above average performance. He did fine. But that minute, that last minute, where you can tell he had the energy that other players didn't have, when he bust a gut to get forward, he's rounded the keeper after a little bit of a lucky pass from Rice that's taken a slight deflection. And the way he's rounded the keeper, scored, pretty easy goal in the end for him. And it's what he does next that I love. This is a player that spent a lot of time at Chelsea and ultimately won the biggest prize you can, the Champions League trophy. And no one can ever take that away from him. He won it with Chelsea, fair and square. He actually scored the winning goal, remember? But he runs and he points to the Arsenal badge. And I'm telling you now, whilst he would probably say this himself, I don't know him personally, but obviously he will say his time at Chelsea was very successful. He won the Champions League. But I guarantee you he will say, without question, this group of players, this club, it's a different level and he feels like he's at home. And that means a lot. Now, of course, you'll laugh at me, Chelsea fans. Oh, you'd rather that than winning trophies. The trophies are coming. And he will then say, I was successful at Arsenal. We won trophies at Arsenal and I was happier. Chelsea, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, okay? They are my most hated club. I would actually go as far to say Tottenham are actually not even close. My hatred for the way Chelsea operate is at a different level. The shady business, the multi-club ownership, the transfers between Strasbourg, the way they handle their loans, the way they sell hotels and the women's team, and they do all of this dodgy stuff, all these loopholes. Nothing makes me happier than a player coming from Chelsea to Arsenal, because we've done it a lot recently, and just seeing the happiness. Arsenal. People will laugh, and that's fine. But I know deep down that our club is just a different level to Chelsea when it comes to player welfare, doing things the right way, and it costs us. It does. We should absolutely be more ruthless. We should use loopholes and tax evasion and all sorts of stuff. I'm alleged tax evasion from Chelsea, and the way they do things has been successful for them. But I will end this video like this. And again, if you want to laugh at it, that's fine. This is true to myself. This is how I feel. If winning the Champions League costs you your reputation and the way you do things as a club, I don't want to be that club. I would be embarrassed as a Chelsea fan, the way that club has been operated for many, many years. The Roman Abramovich era, of course, very successful. I don't want to be associated with that. Dirty Russian blood money, oil money. And the way it's ran now with Blueco, Chelsea's reputation, other fans look at it, it's a circus. It's embarrassing. Yes, I want success at Arsenal, but moments like this, I would rather a classy football club that do things the right way and are so close to winning a lot of big trophies, being just as successful as Chelsea have been. It will take a while to catch up. They did it for a long time, but we're doing it the right way. That's so important to me. I wouldn't want to win these trophies at a cost of doing it the wrong way. That's just me. Thank you for watching, guys. And we will be going to Wembley. Come on.